Hey guys, Dr. Eric here at Functional Life. Welcome to our Better, Faster, Fitter, first one of 2020. We're going to cover the hot topic, typically transitioning into this. You might be on the tail end of this thing called ResNOlutions, which happens to pop up every single year right around January 1. The gyms get busier, diets start selling like hotcakes off the shelves, people get engaged, people get excited, and people get burnt out. Yes, burnout. So only about 5% of people at the end of the year will have completed their resolution. It's not a high number. So I'm not a big resolution guy. Woo, shocker, huh? But what I am a very big believer in is the idea is that one time a year, it's good to take stock of where you're at now versus, say, last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and kind of start putting those pieces together for yourself. So when we talk about ResNOlutions, what we're talking about is actually just knowing where you're at instead of actually making this. So a resolution to me really is a wish. And really what a wish is basically it's a goal without a plan. That's how you get to a wish. You basically say, I wish I was 20 pounds lighter. I wish I was there. And then you haphazardly kind of do things along the way. And I'm going to kind of go through where people fail. Just so you know, again, being part of the Cornerstone environment, being in the gym business, I've worked for the Gold Gyms, the Valley Gyms, the Center Clubs around the corner. 30 years now, guys, in the fitness and wellness business. The third Monday of every single January is known as Blue Monday. That's when typically most people start failing the gym aspect of it and want to get out of their membership. So we're going to talk about some success things you can do. Number one, I want you to take a moment now, and I want you to take a moment every January going forward, hopefully around December actually, and just ask yourself subjectively, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is my energy level like this year? And just look at it from that perspective. Like, so 10 means you're medication free, you're sleeping really well, you have great relationships, your body weight's where it needs to be, you're drinking water, you're doing all the things you know you have to do. That would make a 10, guys. And I know most of you out there are like me, you're probably not at a 10. But if you could say to yourself, I'm a 7, I'm an 8, I'm a 6, 5, 4, whatever you got to grade at, just make sure you know that number, because that's going to be a really important number we're going to write down. So write it down and say, I am a 7. Let's say 7. What you're going to then do next is go ahead and take these remaining couple, and we're going to add one more here at the end, because that's the secret one I want you to start on. And you're going to grade yourself again on diet, on a scale of 1 to 10. Do you know where you're at? So again, subjectively, are you eating a good diet? You know you're eating closer to more fruits, vegetables, lean meats, good amount of fats, cutting the carbs back, too many chocolate cookies, too many Halloween candies. You kind of know where you're at. You're going to scale yourself again. 10 meaning you're doing incredible with it. 1 means, woo, you're not doing well with it. And again, it's over the year. So did you gain 20 pounds last year? You're probably not doing as well. Did you lose 20 pounds? Maybe you're doing better. Exercise. Are you doing any sort of exercise, guys? Exercise is a requirement in life, okay? I'm sorry to tell that to you, people that don't like to exercise. Guess what? If you don't exercise, you use it or you lose it. So exercise is an important component. For us in here, 3 to 4 days a week, anywhere between 30 minutes to 60 minutes, awesome, okay? If you're above that, congratulations, you're maintaining it, you're a 10. If you're below that, you haven't worked out in the past 6 months, you're probably at a 1 or a 2. Again, grade yourself, a 1 or a 2. Stress level. This time of year is always a stressful time of year for most people. Again, it's just tough. It's holidays, it's relationships, it's the weather. You know, we're finally getting some sunlight today, thank goodness, but for the most part, it can contribute back to our emotional feelings. How are you doing with that? So if you're doing really well with your stress right now and you feel like you're floating along really well and you're making some great strides and gains, put yourself at a 10. If you had a tough year like I did, you know what? I struggled along. You know, I might be a 5 or a 6 right now, but I put time and energy back into it. So I'm going to be nice to myself and give myself actually a 7. But again, I've suffered through tough of it. I've gained weight from emotional standpoints. I've done lack of exercise and because of stress levels. So where are you at? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 means you're doing great with it. 1 means you're not doing as well. And then the last one on here, or this next one is going to be sleep. So sleep's an important component. And again, sleep is very subjective for most people. If you are not part of the caffeination nation, where you feel like you have to have a half a pot or a full pot of coffee every day to get by, you're probably getting enough sleep, believe it or not. But if you're the type of person where you can't get throughout the day without having complete and total like tapped IV of caffeine, you're probably having a hard time sleeping. So let's put some numbers to this. I want you to say an 8 hours would be a litmus where you should be. 7, you can get by. 6, you're starting to fall off unless you nap. 10, if you're Tom Brady, because that's his big thing, gets 10 hours of sleep. He's doing incredible. He's at 10 on that side of it. But really for you and I, is like on a scale like throughout the day, do you feel more groggy, more tired, more energy is being sapped from you? Like where do you feel on that part of it? And scale yourself again, 10 being awesome, 1 being low. The last one down here is going to be water. So water is one of those underlying things that for some reason I get feedback from them that says I'm not good at drinking water, which is mind-blowing to me because I think it's the easiest thing ever to do, is why I'm going to actually say I want you to start with that. So I want you to write that down in particular. If you're watching this video, write down H2O. Because water, we like to say in the office, is a solution to pollution is dilution. So whether you're eating a bad diet, getting more water in helps the diet. If you're exercising, you're creating lactic acid, we need something to balance that out. Water. Stress management, guys, if you're overstressed and you're starting to shut down the breathing mechanisms, not breathe as deep, you build up more lactic acid and more stress hormones. We want to get more water in. Sleep, same thing. Hydration is the key, man. One of the number one reasons people have a hard time sleeping is headaches and neck aches and back pains and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? We're 80% water, okay? So if you're more water, you get in the easier. So what we're going to do is I want to create a little hierarchy now. Again, we're not doing resolutions, okay? But we are going to know where we're at right now. So what I want you to do is take a peek at that list you have right in front of you. You're going to have that number down of how you feel. So right now I feel like I'm a 7. Right now in my current life, if I was to grade myself on my diet, I'm about an 8, okay? I've been doing really well. I do the keto diets. I'm fasting for 16 hours. I eat 2 or 3 meals. My body weight's staying exactly the same as it was last year. I put on some lean muscle. Starting to see abs in January. It's always nice. So that's doing great. Exercise, honestly, guys, I'm probably about a 6 right now, okay? I've had a hard time getting traction. I've had a couple of workouts. Some things are coming together, some things aren't coming together, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I missed 4 days. I am picking up my snowboarding now, which makes me feel less stressed, so I am doing some things that are exercise-based. Remember, it doesn't have to be in a gym. I am actually snowboarding. I'm trying to get about at least once a weekend. It's helped my stress level, so I have been getting better with my stress. Again, transitioning through a very tough 2019, guys, very tough. I learned a lot about myself in 2019. I've been working through that stress level, working with some life coaches, working with getting back into deeper relationships. It's been a very interesting year. I'm going to give myself a 7. I'm not going to be confident. I think I did a good job on this side. Sleep. Woo! I'm an 8. I'll be honest with you. Again, people laugh. I've heard this before when I'm doing my talks. I start winding down at 8:30. I'm in bed by 9. And if you're my friends out there listening to this video, you know I'm usually in bed by 9:30. I'm not returning texts. I'm zonked. But I get up at 5, 4:45, 5 o'clock, and you're like, whoa, why would you get up so early? For me, that's my sleep pattern. So about 7 to 8 hours, but I'm well rested. I do coffee in the morning. I usually bulletproof coffee with some coconut oil and some butter like I did this morning in my organic coffee. And then I don't have any coffee the rest of the day, hopefully. So sleep, I'm going to say probably, again, about 7 or an 8. So again, overall wise, if you added up my numbers, and by the way, water, guys, I'm a 10. I get at least 8 ounce glasses per day, if not a little bit more. I don't drink any juices. I don't drink much soda ever. It's just my kids. I'm hanging out a little bit. Some alcoholic beverages. I've cut back on that quite a bit. So that one's a 10. So overall, if you looked at my numbers again, I'm about a 7 or an 8 overall energy-wise. I'm a diet close to that, exercise close to that, stress management close to that, sleep close to that. So it would be like a 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 average. I'm doing pretty well this year. I don't need many of those kind of things, okay? Now, if you're in the other end of it, you're at like a 4 or a 5 for your overall energy. Your diet's a 2, your exercise is a 3, your stress management's, say, a 5. Your sleep's really good because you've just been depressed, you're tired, you're like an 8, that's okay. And your water is at like a 2. When you see a comparison to where these numbers don't match up, okay? So for instance, you feel like you're a 10, but these are still 2s and 3s. I know next year you're going to be struggling because when someone comes in and says, hey, I'm an 8, but they're a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 2, they're disconnected between what they have to be doing. So again, for you and I today on this video, what I want you to focus on is number 1, look at your overall energy this year compared to last year. So write this down in the journal, write it up on, take a moment out on the side of your cupboard and write down this year I felt like I was an 8. And next year I felt like I was a 7. Write it somewhere, okay? Say you have it. Go ahead and look at your diet exercise. So here's what I want to get to this point of this video. There's 5 things you want to focus on. The last thing I want you to focus on right now, if you have to make changes in those sectors, is your diet and your exercise. The reason being is because they're the toughest 2 things out of this list in order for you to make traction, okay? That's what we have to do. We need traction. So in order to make changes happen in our habits, we got to rip through this thing called friction. So friction is something that slows us down. It prevents us from getting traction. It's the money. It's paying for something. It's changing your diet, having to buy the more organic foods or the more richer foods. It's the exercise. I just heard a woman at lunch just now. She's complaining because Planet Fitness costs $140 over the lifetime of the year. Come on, guys, $10 a month. But the guy didn't sell her to the right way. So she's like, I can't be here. It's like $140 at the end of the year. Not good. She built up. She should have been joining her. She needed it. Stress level, stress management, all that stuff. Again, we got to get through the friction part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the bottom up with you guys. So right now, if your water is not good, okay, we're starting there because listen, guys, it doesn't take a lot to get water in. It's free, okay? Most free, okay, out there, okay? Most water is safe to drink nowadays. I still think we live in a pretty good country. It's not third world. We can drink the water. So I want you getting used to 8-ounce glasses per day, okay? So jot that number down. So typical 8 ounce, 8 of those glasses per day. You don't have to be exact on the science to start getting it in. Yes, you can drink more in the morning and less throughout the night. If you're one of those people that can't sleep because you got a full bladder, that's fine with me. But I want you getting in it. If it doesn't taste good, too bad, it's water, okay? Put lemon in it, put lime in it, put an orange in it. I don't care what you put in it, just put something in it to make it flavored up a little bit. Not stevia, not NutraSweet, what's the Propel, that kind of stuff, guys. None of that stuff, okay? Just straight water, okay? I want you starting there. It's cheap, it's no energy, you're literally going to drink anyway, and there's no money involved. The next one is sleep. Next one to prioritize. Start mapping out a sleep cycle. Set up a program, okay? I turn all of my lights off in the downstairs area. I have 3 stories. In my living quarter space, my kitchen, my dining room, my living room, everything goes off at 8:30. I walk up the steps. There's no reason for me to go back downstairs. I jump straight back into my bed. I chill out. I geek out on Facebook for a little while. I do some of my neck exercises, and boom, I try to get to bed by 9 o'clock, 9:30 the latest. That's not a hard one. Again, low time, low energy, low money output. Okay, no money output for the most part. Most people in this area don't value it. That's why you can't do it. You want to watch the latest episode of Game of Thrones. I know it's over, but still people watch that stuff. People don't watch TV at that time. Don't. God, there's nothing on TV at that night you can't watch on a Sunday or a Saturday, okay? We don't live in that kind of technology anymore where only thing's on at 6 o'clock, it's going to stay on there. Well, no, we can watch it again. So I want you to start with sleep. The next one leads you to this kind of building up here. When you sleep better, when I get up at 5, guess what I do? I find some silence because there's nobody up besides me, which is beautiful. There's affirmations that I work on. I talk about positive self-mental attitude. There's a great book called The Morning Miracle. If you guys are looking for one thing today to buy, go buy that. It talks about the savers: silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, and then reading, okay? I make sure I do all those in my stress-less morning because I have about 1 to 2 hours prior to getting up and seeing my kids, the animals are even sleeping, or getting to work to see my patients. I do sleep. Stress management helps with that. So all of a sudden, I'm now putting in 1 to 2 hours that's going inside my brain. That's allowed me, again, stressful year. If you guys know me, stressful year. I did really well with it. Finally, exercise and diet. You need traction first. Get the water in, get the sleep in, get the stress management a little better, and then start adding in the pieces. That's when exercise becomes more of a flair for you. Add exercise. Keep in mind, it doesn't take a lot, guys. It can take what you're looking at right now, just your body. It could take air squats, push-ups, pull-ups. Google, okay, body weight exercises and start right there at home. Start doing something. The criteria for you and I would be 3 times this next week. Do something for 20 minutes. That's it. 60 total minutes. 3 times for 20 minutes. Add to it as time goes on. If you need help in these 2 sections, this is when I do say put out money, okay? Most people need coaching right here, and I needed it here this year, but we need it here, most people. I recommend putting the money out that you're saving by sleeping better, or getting less stress. I want you putting money back into here, okay? These are the 2 vital areas. This is the area that you're going to need to work on, but you need these going first, because guess what? That's stressful, that's stressful. That stress less, this water stress less. You add these first, the stress spores over. It's like spilling water. It's a disaster. I don't feel good. I can't sleep anymore. I'm really hurting, and all of a sudden it's not working. So congratulations on being on our first Better, Faster, Fitter of 2020. We have about 11 more of these to do. We are doing a Dinner with the Doc workshop starting next month. We'll be hosting it at a restaurant. So let your friends and family know that we'll actually bring this show on the road instead of being virtual for you guys. If there's any questions, please leave them in whatever comment sections below, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're going all over all the platforms. We are looking at, again, adding on new chiropractic patients as time goes along. The unique part about the practice, you guys probably can't see in the video, but I'm standing in my gym space. On the other side of the wall is the chiropractic space. So again, we're a dual threat And health and wellness, again, we not only get the chiropractic straightened out, your nervous system, getting that functioning, because we do live through our nervous system. I close my eyes, my thumbs up. I close my eyes, my pinkies up. It's feeding it back to me, my nerves. Very vital, but also the nutrition, exercise side, we can treat all of those. Happy New Year. Good luck. Stop making resolutions. If you've made resolutions, know why you're not succeeding so far. You never got traction. And we're here to help you guys out. Have a great one.